affirmation is about embracing the rhythm of our own pace and recognizing that slow progress is still progress. And I really need to reflect on this affirmation as I get ready to wrap up maternity leave and am recognizing that my pace looks different these days. And the progress that I make, though it's slow, it's still progress and it's to be celebrated. Since getting pregnant, I've had to take things at a different pace. Things that used to take me an hour now take me days because of the natural interruptions from the baby, exhaustion, and taking breaks for rest. Now, I'll admit, initially I got frustrated at not being able to go at my own pace. But eventually I realized that each new stage of life, each new chapter requires new habits, requires new ways of being. And so that's what I'm leaning into. But there are a few things that I do to help me embrace my new rhythm and to also get used to the slower progress. And those are being frequent with my nose, adjusting my calendar to this new season, and also automating my boundaries. So let me tell you a little bit more about each of those. So being frequent with my no's means I get to be enthusiastic with my yeses, right? Like I know that now I have less time and capacity to do a lot of things, so I have to be selective about the things I say yes to. That requires me to check my scarcity mindset and really lean into abundance mindset, knowing that like things are working, as they should, and to not believe that by saying no to something that I'm not going to have what I need. In terms of adjusting my calendar for this new season, what that looks like is moving up my end of day 2 hours earlier than it normally was, and also limiting the number of meetings I'm taking each day. I used to take on average 4 coaching calls a day. Now I'm taking 2. And that leaves me space to be present for baby M, who needs me at any moment, and also limits my screen time, which gives me more capacity to do other things. And the last thing I do is to automate my boundaries. What this looks like is putting up an away message when I know my capacity is low so that I'm managing the expectations of folks who are contacting me. I put a note on my request form for services that says, hey, you can expect to be contacted in 3 to 5 business days so that I'm not feeling rushed to contact them, knowing that my capacity is low, right? And the last thing I do is I use Calendly to reinforce some of my boundaries. So Calendly knows that once 2 coaching meetings are scheduled, no more coaching meetings can be scheduled. And this helps me to not leaning into that old habit of people pleasing. So automating my boundaries really helps me to not second guess myself and doubt myself in the moment when I know my needs because I've reflected on them. So here's my question to you. What do you do to embrace the rhythm of your pace? How are you shifting your pace to honor new stages, new seasons, and new chapters in your life? And how are you honoring and celebrating your progress, big and small? That's right. Remember, new ages, new stages, new seasons require new habits and new ways of being from us.